Hey guys, okay, today we are going to make dinner. We're actually making braised ribs, and normally you would use short ribs, but this time I'm just going to use a basic pork spare rib. So first off, you start off with your skillet. I don't ever put anything in my skillet like oil or olive oil or anything like that unless it's something specific to the recipe. I'll use olive oil if I'm making Italian or something like that. But other than that, I just use an empty skillet. I really don't think it's necessary. Right now, what I have in here is an onion. You can use 1 to 2 onions depending upon how much you really like onions. And now I'm going to throw in some minced garlic. And like I've told you guys in the past, I love garlic. So I always put in a little extra. If you don't want that much, don't use that much, okay? To this mixture, we're also going to add carrots, okay? Okay, here we go. And these are just diced raw carrots, okay? And this is about 3 carrots, 3 small to medium sized carrots, okay? Now, next thing that we're going to add is we're going to throw in 4 bouillon cubes, okay? That's going to cook down. You guys have seen that before, so you don't have to chop those yourself. I also have here some diced bay leaves, okay? And I'm going to go ahead and just sprinkle those on. Not too many. And next, and well, last but not least, we're going to go ahead and throw in our bacon, okay? I have about 4 slices of bacon all chopped up here. And I'm going to throw this in, and I'm just going to let it cook. And just cook down and simmer slowly. And I'll be right back and show you the results. Okay, so while our onion and garlic mixture on bacon mixture starts to cook, I'm going to show you the next step. So what I've done is I had my son take and cut my ribs for me, okay? And I'm just going to get a little flour dredge on here. And this flour is seasoned. And it's good if you go ahead and season your meat and then season your flour. And then we're just going to get just a light coat. And see how this still needs to be floured? I'm not worried about that because I really don't want it floured that well, okay? And I'm going to go ahead and work on these and get them sitting to the side. And I'll show you what I'm going to do with those in a moment. Okay, so our veggies and our bacon are both done. And I'm going to just spoon all of those out, and I'm going to put them into an already greased, I say greased, but you know me, I spray my pans with butter spray. So I have my roasting pan here. It's already sprayed with butter spray. And I'm going to just take all these vegetables and I'm going to move them over into there. Do this a little bit easier this way. And I'm going to leave a little of that juice in there. And I'm going to play off of the juice by throwing in a half a stick of butter into this hot skillet. And I'm going to let it start melting. And now you're going to put this on medium heat. And I'm going to go ahead and get this back on the burner, and I'll show you how I cook my ribs. Okay guys, so we have our butter in the skillet that we had all our goodies in, and now we're going to put that rib right on into the skillet, okay? And just let it fry. Try to get ribs that are about the same size in there together if you can. So you know to take them all out at the same time. And now these ribs, don't think for a second. Ouch, burnt myself. Okay, so don't think for a second that these ribs are going to cook in the skillet, because they are not. We're just browning them on both sides, okay? Let me get my skillet all loaded up. There we go. And see how there's not much flour on there at all? That's exactly what you want. It'll go ahead and kind of brown a little bit faster, and once they're brown, You're going to put them into your roasting pan with your vegetables. Don't worry that it's not done because you're not done. Okay guys, so our meat is all cooked. It's all in the pan. And now this is just the little remnants that are left. And as you can hear, my skillet's still pretty warm. I'm going to just throw in my last 3 beef bouillon cubes. And as usual, the recipe will be in the description box below as well as on the blog. Okay, that's number 3 on the bouillon cube. And now I'm going to add some dry red wine. You can use sherry if you want, like a cooking sherry, but I'm using a Merlot. And I'm just going to basically clean the skillet, get all the leftover everything out of it, and allow for my beef bouillon cubes to go ahead and just melt down, okay? So while that does that, I will bring over my meat so that you can check that out. And now keep in mind with our meat, you do not let it cook until it's done. You're just letting it cook until it's brown, okay? When it's brown, it should look about like this. Now, a lot of my vegetables are on the bottom. You can just take your spatula, move your vegetables around. You can, of course, add way more vegetables than this, which I would definitely suggest. But, anywho, I'll unbury all my vegetables in a moment. My little assistant has buried them. But I promise my vegetables and bacon are all in here. So once your sauce has reduced and you've got your beef bouillon all melted, then you're just going to pour it on top of this pan. I'm sorry, on top of your meat. Cover the pan with foil. Allow it to cook for about 2 hours. So this is definitely a make-ahead meal. You can make this the day before and then come back and just pop it in the oven, you know, at the end of the day, and you're good to go.